Hi folks, and welcome to the More Than Your Labels podcast, where I chat to everybody and anybody who has a neurodiverse condition and those who haven't, and how it either hinders them or helps them. It's their story, their way, warts and all. So let's ditch any label that any of us have been given, and let's stand loud and proud as we are more than any label. So let's get in more onto the conversation. More Than Your Labels Facebook group, where we talk about mindset, procrastination, where we celebrate all our wins, big and small. See you on the other side, folks. Thought I'd tell you my journey. So long time ago, because I'm now 464, started at school. And, you're sitting there, you're daydreaming, and you're bored stiff. The words are coming out the teacher's mouth, and it's not going in anywhere. It's just incoherent, babbling nonsense. So, there I was, watching the world go by out the window, watching the birds in the sky, in my cosy little bubble, thinking how I could rearrange the school's furniture, how that teacher's pants don't go with the top, the usual. Right, I need to tell you this. Not many people will get this, but I'm quite a shy person. Well, I was then. And it didn't bother me that nobody wanted to play with me. I know everyone who knows me has just fell off their chair with their mouths right open, but it's true. I wasn't the Tigger type. I was more of a daydreamer doodler, as I said before. So, this one treacherous, wonderful day, when you're just minding your own business and a supply teacher comes into your classroom and you've been given a Doodle Ideas sort of a book. Not just me, but everybody's been given the same thing. So your ideas come down there, because my ideas come thick and fast, and 1 minute's this idea and the next minute's that idea. So they all went in it. Even what my mum was making me for tea, and what I wanted for my packed lunch tomorrow, and where I wanted to be in 5 minutes' time and in 5 years' time, and the doodles that went with it. So during an infamous break time, this supply teacher, she was only doing her job looking back now, decided to collect in all these ideas books, and decided, maybe because she was bored, or maybe she wanted to put some input into our ideas, I don't know. But there she was, at break, while we were all doing what we're doing at break, decided to mark our ideas book, with a circle saying a comma should go here, another circle that says that should have a capital letter, another straight liney squiggly thing as where's the paragraphs, where's the full stop, don't deface school property with all this nonsense, that kind of thing, with red pen. And the more and more that you look through this book, the more and more red pen it was. Now, me being me, you could do dot to dot with this red pen. So this particular time, when she was looking at this book and decided to do more corrections in it, I flipped my lid like nobody had flipped their lid ever before. The bubbled, snotty, kind of incoherent, screaming banshee type. That was me. Mum got called in the teacher's office that they won't have this behaviour from Karen, blah de blah de blah. Then it happened again. Then I was called the disruptive person. And then the testing started. Now, you're 14 at this point, and you don't want to go to so-called special classes, because that's where they put me. There was me and a couple of other girls at the time, but these classes bored me soft, because it was, can you put the word underneath the picture? Hello, I can read. So there was pictures of an aeroplane, and can you put the word aeroplane underneath it? And there was a picture of a dog, and can you put the word dog underneath the picture? Hello, McFly. I'm 14. I can read. Anyway, I jibbed it off in the end. Won't go into that. Waste of my time. Got in trouble again for not going, because the teachers were saying, we've paid for Mr. So-and-so to come here and help you. My reply was, well, it's not helping, and it's as helpful as a chocolate teapot, so I'm not going. Goodbye, and walked out. So at this point, they did say, oh, she may be dyslexic. She may have this. We can give her extra time. And we can give her a reader. No, not having it. Don't want a reader. Don't want extra time. Don't want nothing. I think it was in denial, being 14 and a bit I know everything type of thing. Anyway. So I didn't get the extra time. Didn't go to the extra classes. Didn't want to accept that I was weird. Okay, I'm not weird, but didn't want to accept that my brain was wired differently. So, on the day that you get your GCSEs, everyone's all excited, opening the envelope. What did you get? Yay! And then teachers, oh, congratulations. My turn to go up in alphabetical order. Got my envelope, and it was, yeah, there's yours. Got completely ignored. And I was like, hey, hello, I've worked for them. Regardless what's in this envelope, I've worked my tripe out for them. So, I opened the envelope. Yay! I got E's, D's, and anything else in the alphabet that was lower than A, B, C, and D. That didn't bother me, because I was like, hey, I worked my what's-its off for that. I earned that grade. But I still got no acknowledgement of, oh, congratulations, you did your best, blah, 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 blah. So, from then, I went, stuff you, not going back. So we started on YTS after YTS, started at electronics engineering, which I could do better than any of my cohort at the time, which was quite male dominated. I could solder like the rest of them, and it's the maths that let me down, because me and maths do not get on. Me and maths are on a different planet. Don't get it, don't understand it, just don't. Anyway, so this one time on my YTS, I didn't decide. I got told to go to fix somebody's Immobiliser, because the car alarm was going a bit funny, and we were kicking in the Immobiliser that at so many miles an hour, the car stopped dead. So yes, it was a bit of a hazard type thing. So off I went, toolbox, toolkit, you name it, I had it. And off I went. When I got there, I said, Mr. So-and-so, I've come to fix your Immobiliser. The person, or the man, refused. And I'd like, why? Because you're a woman. You can't fix things. Oh, okay then. So just so I've got it right, you're refusing me to fix your car. He said, yes, I am refusing for you to touch my car because it's a male thing and you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, okay, I'll just ring it through the office and I'll have to put you back on the list to see who's going to come up next. Is that okay with you? Yes, that's fine, as long as it's not a girl. Okay then, bye. Off I trotted. Oops, did I phone the office back? No. Did I relay the message back to the office that he refused? No. Oops, I think he's still waiting to this day. Oh well, never mind, he could have had me to fix his Immobiliser. And yes, you've just heard a page turning, because if I didn't write these things down, I would totally forget my train of thought, and you would just get my shopping list, or what I was going to do for tea, or something ridiculous. So to keep me on track, I've got a little list. So I've had another 1,000 jobs since then. Got married, had kids. And one time, well, let's just say 2009, I decided to get my arse into gear and go back to school. So, well, not just school, college. And not just any college, my local one. Because I was going to go to university. People like me don't go to university, they said. Whoever they are. I haven't got the qualifications, they said. So I went to do an Access to Humanities course where I did business studies, psychology and sociology. Yes, I had extra and I had to do my maths and English GCSE again. Yes, I had to start again. Yes, I did have to have extra support for this. But I did it. I got there. But my most tremendous proud moment was going into that college with my adult literacy level 2 maths and giving it to the tutor. Because at this particular point, they kept saying, you can't do this. They tried to kick me off the course twice. I was like, no, I'm here. I'm staying here until I finish. So off I went. Took myself off to the library, local library, and started to do adult numeracy from the start. So I got entry level sorted, I got level 1 sorted, and I got level 2, which is an equivalent to GCSE. It was then. Don't know if it is now. So after this big debate of, no, we're not having you on this course, you're going to have to go to a lower level course, like a pre-access, like, hell no, I'm staying here. Gave this maths equivalent GCSE in. The class cheered because they knew my struggles, and the tutor was, OMG, we thought you couldn't do it, you've done it. The rest of the cohort of the teachers were just amazed that I physically did it. Don't know where they got the tenaciousness from or the determination, but maybe it's to prove people wrong that I did it, and I did it of my own steam. So, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Yes, you will struggle. Yes, it will be hard work, but you'll find a way. So during this time, I was also trying to do a parent-led statement for my son, who needed extra support in his primary school, which he wasn't getting. So I paid for a private psychologist, a private educational psychologist, and I did a parent-led statement. Yes, it took a while, but my son still talks about his school, primary school, which he'd still love to go to now, aged 19. So if you're thinking about, I don't want my child to go to a specialist setting, stop that thought. They have better. So yes, I didn't know there was help out there in this minefield of dyslexia, ADHD, neurodiversity. But there is. You've just got to search, and there's no quick fix. So I got my son back into that specialist settings. I also went for a test myself. So yes, I have dyslexia, ADHD, and any other D words that you want. And I didn't know that there was support out there either. So I got, when going to university, the laptop. I got a pen, electronic pen writer thing, Dragon Speak. That's out there. Trouble with Dragon Speak, she says, is it doesn't understand accents. It just doesn't get it at all. So that was hard work. I even had a tutor, the fabulous Debbie Hannah, that we're still friends today. Still likes to know about what little schemes I'm cooking up. So from uni, I passed my BA Honours degree. And then after that, I decided to collect more certificates. Now these range from childcare ones to autism, to mental health, to you name it. I've got it. Business studies, level 5. Don't know why I collect certificates. Maybe it's back to when I went to school and trying to prove people wrong. Probably is, So my latest one is a certificate in celebrancy. So yes, I am dyslexic. Yes, I've got ADHD. But I also write people's stories, whether that's a love story, whether that's a welcoming new person into the family, whether that's a change of gender. And I orchestrate a little ceremony, just like a wedding, but it's not legally binding as yet, just like a christening, but you can have any elements you desire in my little ceremonies. So you can find me on Uniquely Your Ceremony by Karen Font. My website is all them W's, uniquelyyourceremony.co.uk. But enough about that. This is the podcast for your more than your labels. This is to show that, okay, you may have a label, but that's only a part of you. It's only the jigsaw that makes you, you. Guess what? I passed my driving test first time as well. They said I couldn't do that either, but I did. It took longer to do the written test. But then when I did pass my test, I didn't want to drive because it did take me a long time to pass my test. Okay, it'd take 10 years because I'd get to a certain point and then go, can't do it. Where now I've changed my attitude to, I can do it, I will do it, and watch me. So, if I can do it, anybody can do it. If you've got children, family member, or anybody out there that's struggling with this, get them to listen to this podcast. Or contact me at karen53font@live.co.uk, or come into our You're More Than Your Labels Facebook group, where we will continue the discussion. I'm trying to get people to change their attitude from I can't because of, when you can because of. I got help from the disabled students allowance thing. I think that's what it's called. Through university. Now, I know there's loads and loads of help out there for kids, but there's not that much help, I've found, for anybody over the age of 19. If there is, let me know. I want to embrace this and let people know that there's help, because I've noticed that there's loads of people who have had or have a diagnosis late, 20, 30s, 40s, 50s, even 60s. Where do they go for help? If anybody knows, then you know where to let me know. Let me know in any comments on Facebook. You can find me at Karen Font. If you want to search for me, email address is karen53font@live.co.uk, or in the You Are More Than Your Labels Facebook group. Let's continue this conversation. Let's raise awareness that there is people still struggling out there, and they don't need to struggle anymore. There is help. They just need to access it. All we need is little strategies and little interventions to change the world, or to change your world, to get rid of your anxieties, your negative comments, or your negative mindset. It will get better. Trust me. There is help out there. And I will try and point you in the right direction to get it. Because coming up in other podcasts, there will be people to tell you where to get help from. So tune in next time for another story of someone who has not overcome dyslexia but embraced it and ran with it, even though they've been told that they would not amount to anything while they were younger. So the next episode is with Joel Buckland from We Do Stories, who is a PA consultant advisor who's worked with many different people over the years. So tune in to the next episode. See you next time, folks.